You cannot hear me, which is a problem. Test, can you hear me? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. You can hear me now. Okay. Welcome everyone to the third round of HSRT here at Jeddah, which plans to be a very interesting race. Of course, it depends on how it goes, but for now we can say it could be a very interesting race. It's a full grid in HSRT, round 3, season 4. This is the advanced series, and we'll have the pro series on Friday, streamed on International Paddock for FSC, obviously pro series. And on the grid tonight we do have a few drivers from FSC as well. Obviously now we have a full list of who's in which series and in which team as well, and I'll be going through the teams and why exactly the drivers are in these specific teams. Alexo should be a main driver here. I'm not sure if they are, but in any case, I think they are. In any case, I'm pretty sure they are. Anyway, Alexo in advanced series in the Red Bull. Alongside him is his teammate Billion. Then we have ST Plays also driving in Pro Series for the Pagani. He's in the Ferrari, and alongside Mike Sard in 15th. Then we have Flex in the Mercedes alongside Max Tekis. Johnny in the Alpine alongside Lemon. Danny Boy in the Haas alongside Stelio. Dolanitis in the Aston Martin alongside Kirk Milakis. Jorgakis and Racing Gladiator racing together in the Alfa Romeo. Postman and Matt Copper in the Williams. Milan and Darren racing in the AlphaTauri. So Milan is actually racing for Lotus, which corresponds. Also, let me just a second. I have to wait. No, 1 second. Give me a moment. Apparently, I have to log in again to my account on Twitch. Which is interesting, because I already logged in. Let me do one thing, hold on. Sorry for interrupting myself, just taking some precautionary methods here. Alright, we should be all good now. Alright, so we have, as I said, we had Jorgakis and Racing Gladiator in the Alfa Romeo. Milan, who's now living in the garage, in the AlphaTauri alongside Darren. Now Milan is racing in the Lotus, as I was saying. In the Lotus, which is assigned to Haas, but Haas is full. So Milan is racing for any other team available, pretty much. Considering Milan should be racing for either Ferrari, Alfa Romeo or Haas, being part of Ferrari Academy, which is much Pagani Motorsport in FSC, they should drive for one of these teams. But they're all full, so he's driving for any other team that was available in today's race. Darren, though, is correct. Darren races for Red Bull Academy, which in FSC terms is the Athletic Motorsports, and he races for Athletic Motorsports and therefore Red Bull. Red Bull obviously was full, so he's racing for AlphaTauri, which is part of the Red Bull Academy. I don't know if you started to understand how that works, but it works exactly like I'm describing it. Other teams I haven't mentioned yet. I have mentioned HBE and Thunder Speeder racing for McLaren. Now HBE, same thing, he should race for AlphaTauri, but AlphaTauri is full. Red Bull is also full. Therefore, he should race. He has basically been put in any other team, which in this case McLaren will be Porsche in FSC. So yeah. In any case, as we go further with the season, probably more drivers will understand how it works, but our list has been posted in FSC, so if you're there, feel free to check it. And yeah, you should be able to understand how everything works from now on. And yeah, in FSC, obviously, we are just gonna add stuff that we are supposed to have, but we haven't, considering we haven't really ironed out everything since the start of the season. So yeah, we're just doing it very quickly before we reach the mid-season break, and we should get everything done. Basically, we're perfect in timing. It's basically been 3 rounds, so very good with timing there. Meanwhile, Maxakis has got no front wing and is running to the pits, I believe. But yeah, drivers have already set their times. We have Milan on a lap. He's in sector 2 at the moment. We've had last rounds. HBE took the lead and won as Milan manages to spin at a very technical section. He damages his entire front wing like Stackers did a few seconds ago, and he's gonna have to run towards the pits. That's not a very good performance from the R03 driver. Therefore, he's gonna have to. Luckily, he doesn't have to. Teams don't pay for damages because Advanced Series doesn't have any sort of custom currency or stuff like that, because it's still up to the HSRT to how to manage their league. It's still a league after all, but inside a link. So yeah, but so I guess the team, even though there aren't really any team principles in here, they are quite fine. Anyway, Max currently in the lead with a 128.0. Kirkman is in second with a 128.2. As well, that's a kind of miscommunication there from the McLaren Aston Martin. McLaren being McLaren of Thunder Speeder. McLaren of Thunder Speeder there, almost colliding with the Aston Martin. Kirkman is at the pit exit. I don't know if that could have been a bit of an issue if there was contact, but luckily no one. Luckily Thunder Speeder swerved to the right to avoid that possible collision. Well, all good. Seems we really know what happened there. Probably miscommunication between the two drivers. But most of people are now out on track, and it's very difficult when most of the drivers are out on track to get a good lap. You must not find traffic, which is not a very usual thing around here, especially in the race. It's very hard not to make contact, as Matt is on a lap, but he isn't, as he's charging. So is Lemons and Johnny, though. Johnny is on a lap, but he's already wasted pretty much his entire ass. I wonder how. As he sets up up sector 2, he goes on to sector 3, meets the Alfa Romeo of Jorga Kits. I believe so, yes. He goes round the final corner to call it a day for his second lap time. The ice wide open for the Alpine as he rounds off the grid to set a 130.793, which puts him in 14th, and the Alfa Romeo of Jorga Kits wanting to get some space as he has to set a lap, and he probably aborts. No, he doesn't actually. Continues on as he hits the barrier. I think he may have to retry the lap. Yes, he does. He does retry the lap. No, he doesn't. He's still continuing. Even though, yeah, he invalidated, so he will have to retry it as a must, as he's taking himself out. I don't know what the reason of what was the reason behind that, even though this is on the racing line now. And it's gonna be difficult. Yeah, it's gonna be... it's not really helpful that he was in the racing line there, but obviously that's when his car stopped, so can really blame him for that. Matt Copper finding a Ferrari, a wild Ferrari ahead. He moves right in time. You know, the racing line is a bit farther away from the Ferrari there. Flex with a 127.794 tops the leaderboard there. Matt Copper goes 4th fastest with a 128.113. And yeah, puts his Williams in a very good position. So he wants to get into the pits as soon as possible. Williams not having a very bad session, I must say, as his teammate Postman is the next one to cross the line. If he does cross the line, I don't know if he's continuing, if he's going to pit. Is he going to pit? Yes, he is, as I thought, because there's not much time, and if you want to get a final time in, you should go back into the pits now. Considering a lap time is at 1:30, and yeah, even though, to be fair, he did still have quite a bit of time. I must say. I don't know why he got back in. So I mean, he wasn't recharged, or he wasn't recharged because his EIS was quite high. So he's Danny Boy, I believe. Yes, he is. So up next, we do have the McLaren of Thunder Speeder. Yes, I believe so. As the Aston is also goes low ahead of him. So yeah, we do have the McLaren of Thunder Speeder next. He finds traffic ahead. He has to brake. He doesn't go for... Oh well. No, wait. I want to see that. I want to see what happened there. As place was coming through. Sorry for missing that. Many faces. Not faces. Many situations where drivers do get held up on the fastest lap time. Now, I said it's an issue in Jeddah when it happens because the track's tight, and therefore you have to really time your lap right not to get held up in any way possible. Stack is next to the line, 5th fastest for the timing, 128.130, which is not too bad, puts him in the top 5, literally 3/10 behind the fastest time. Milan and HP haven't settled up, are the only two drivers who are yet to settle up. I don't know if they will. Probably not, as that's a very common trend they do now nowadays. In the last 2 rounds, at least they've taken qualifying very not seriously, I must say. So in terms of, you know, not setting lap times, starting from the back, but still managed to do quite a good impression once they get to the race part. But yeah, as the place, I don't think he's too happy with what happened there near the last corner. Was about to crash into a few cars there. But that's what it is. Now there will be even more drivers out on track. You will have to actually time your lap right. Time the time you go out right, because if you do find traffic, it's gonna be the end of your lap, unless you are very distant from the car that is ahead of you. So it depends on that. We have almost everyone out of the pits, except from Milan and HP. Now I wonder if these two will go out. I believe not, but I'm not too sure if that will be the case. There's 1 minute 50 remaining, so yeah, I'm very certain these two won't go out. Only other drivers that won't go out are Thunder Speeder and Darren. So the rest of the drivers is out on track. What matters now is seeing who will cross the line first. That's a very good question. I think between the drivers who have started lap times at the moment, the closest one is Max Takis, probably. I believe so. I believe it is Max Takis. Yes, it is. It is Max Takis. Max Takis then, as Milan retires as expected. Max Takis then will not be the first one to conclude the session, but will be the first one to cross the line in what will be his final lap of this qualifying session. So we'll stay on board with him as he goes around the final corner right now. He finds a Williams ahead, which will give him a bit of a tow. Coming down the final straight, gas wide opens for the Mercedes as they cross the line to not to improve actually. They haven't improved an inch. Alexo goes back into the pits. Next up we have Johnny. No, not Johnny. His teammate Lemon, but Lemon also goes to the pits. Johnny invalidates, and he doesn't have much more time to go for a lap unless he does now. He doesn't have much time though. He pits. So now, up next we have the two teammates, SC Place and Mike-Sad. I think as Mike-Sad is not going to improve, SC Place though is going to 6th versus Mike-Sad. Never mind. Mike-Sad surprises me and goes on a 127.393, which is the new pole position time as while Postman spins there. Racing Gladiator then goes 2nd fastest with the 2 Hasses of Stelio and Danny Boy next in line. Danny Boy with a time which puts him in 8th. Stelio doesn't improve, actually does, but it doesn't improve his place on track. Delanet is up next, 10th fastest, and we have Max Sakis up next. And actually, his teammate Flex up next. Max Sakis has invalidated, so has Matt, and Kirkmanlakis is on a lap, but he hasn't opened his EIS, which probably means he's not going to improve. Osman has spun, so that's ruined his lap. But very impressed, very much impressed by what Mike-Sad and Gladiator did there. Mike-Sad, I said, he's not going to improve. He's getting a pole position in Jeddah, so that's the Ferrari claiming the pole position, and maybe we could see a similar situation happening in real life in round 2, but Bahrain is first. And also Alfa Romeo getting that 2nd spot. So yeah, that's your starting grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, or in short Jeddah, which by the way may be replaced next year by a new track in Saudi Arabia. So this may be the last time we'll see Jeddah on the calendar, on the F1 calendar, at least for 2024 I'm talking about, not 2023, 2024. 2025 may be the season they changed Jeddah with a new track in Saudi Arabia. I don't know which, but I heard there's a few years ago there was a new one they were building, and they were planning to race there instead of Jeddah. But that's the end of your qualifying session. Remember to wait 2 minutes before reading up in the race if any driver is listening to the stream. But it's a pole position, definite pole position for Mike-Sad for the Ferrari with a 127.393. Rest of the grid is as follows: Gladiator from Flex, from Kirkmanlakis, then Matt Copper, Max Takis, SC Place, Danny Boy, Postman, Dolanitis, Celio, Billion, Alexo, Thunderspeeder, Lemon, Darren, Johnny, Joe Gakis, Milan, and HPE in last place. Now, Milan and HP have been doing this since the start of since they started racing in Advanced Series as reserves, and must say it's always worked quite efficiently. They're not in Pro Series for no reason. So yeah, but They've done it once in Bahrain. They've done it twice in Imola, which still is kind of similar in terms of width in comparison compared to Jeddah. So they're quite similar in width. But Jeddah, you got walls. In Imola, you got grass. In Jeddah, you got walls that are very, very close. So I don't actually know if this is going to be any easier for these two, but we're going to see. As for usual, I hope this race is going to be clean as always, and we can see some great racing as we wait for the drivers to sort out their strategies and possibly any changes to the setup, though you're in park for me. So yeah, don't really know how much they can change the setups, to be fair, but all I know is there will be 25 laps of pure racing, hopefully no safety cars. Even though it's quite likely that one can come out at any point, but we'll certainly be on for quite the action tonight for this 25 laps that will unfold shortly. I believe there's no formation up. I believe, don't take my words for granted, I believe, so if you can check for yourselves. Don't blame me if you didn't know. And yeah, we'll wait. Personal podium favorite, the driver who we all know will win will be either Milan or HPE, but anything can happen in F1, I always say. So we'll have to wait and see. As it stands, I believe, based on the current grid, I believe it's gonna be close between Gladiator and Mapsat, and one of them may take the win. But that changes when you got a faster drivers in the grid, so we'll have to wait and see what happens on track, because it's not a given that these two drivers at the bottom will be able to move all the way up the field, simply because it's Jeddah and the barriers don't allow to make moves that easily. So yeah, the barriers probably allow more of seeing the garage rather than seeing a clean overtake. So yeah, you have to be really patient. That's probably one of the very much needed skills you need at this track. Patience, which unfortunately I have to say, as some drivers, I wouldn't say most, but some drivers in lake racing tend to forget or tend not to have. Patience is always the key though. But yeah, I'm not gonna go over the tires because I don't want that glitch to happen, even though it seems to have been deleted with this game, but I don't want to risk it and have to rejoin. But here we go then. As I was speaking, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are underway. It's lights out, and away we go for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Max that gets a great start. Racing Gladiator already alongside, but the Aston Martin of Kogi Black is coming down the inside there, taking third place. There's been quite a bit of contacts at the back. I don't know what happened, but it seems like and there's been already a spin from Danny Boy there as he resets the track. And yeah, Matt Copper has had a very horrible start in P13 as we speak. He had I think he had to go wide at turn 1. Lex of them rejoining the track in as safely as possible and getting dropped to P16. HP already moving up the field, 15th place there for the McLaren driver, fighting with Darren. They know each other from FSC already, and Milan ahead of the two, which is quite ironic if I must say so. And Matt Copper trying already to move up the field because he's had quite a horrible start. He wants to get back up to the top 5, and he tries move to the inside of the next corner on Lemon. Milan takes advantage of that move to take the 12th place out of that. And Markova moves up. I'm gonna wait until the grid comes down a bit to go over tires. Tire situation at the front. I was going through that. Racing the goods drop to P4. Kukumlakis takes P2 and tries and take the lead out of Microsoft, but Flex doesn't want that to happen. He tries to take advantage of Kukumlakis' move to go onto the inside of the Ferrari. He has a way better line around the outside, and can he stick the move? Yes, he can. As still side by side on the next corner, but he's ahead at the entry. And he's taken P2. Kukumlakis all of a sudden takes the lead of the Jeddah Grand Prix just after one lap of racing. That's not something you see every time with unexpected drivers, I must say, as there's been a crash. I've seen front wings fall. Oh, big one as well. Lemon spinning, losing the end plate, and also Stelio spinning. I don't know what happened. I've only seen carbon fiber fly there, as he's been pushed a bit wide by Jorgakis there. Jorgakis is still ahead though. Obviously, it's a little hard overtaken off track, and there's a virtual safety car. Kukumlakis spun. I don't know if there was contact, but Kukumlakis lost his entire front wing, and it's only been only a VSC has been deployed due to that, which is not helpful because it doesn't last as long as the safety car. So he has to hope he can sprint back to the pits in time. This is not gonna help him at all. And while this VSC is on, I'm gonna go over tires. So we have Flex, Max Hazard and Kukumlakis, which will probably go on hard to Kukumlakis. Matt Copper and Lemon on softs. Then mediums for S-Base, Gladiator, Possum and Dolanitis, Alexo, Darren, Danny Boy, Johnny and Sally, and the rest of the drivers on hards, which for reference they are about 5. Oh, Gladiator there. I thought he was gonna go for the barriers. Kukumlakis probably going for hards is the wisest choice after all. Yes, he is. Hards for Aston Martin. He won't lose as much time. Lemon also going in because of the missing end plate. That's not the kind of start you want in this race, but that's the commentator's curse at its finest. Sorry for that. Bosman gets dropped back because of lag on the Nantes. That's interesting. As Jorgakis gets a drive-through penalty for speeding on the VSC and exceeding the delta time. Smart Copper plays some team orders with Postman and gets ahead of his teammate in P7 now. So the lead now goes to Flex. Flex is the new leader, followed by the 2 Ferraris. Sesti plays there. Should not speak right now. Because I don't want the same thing that happened to Kukumlakis to happen to any other driver, because of the commentator's curse, but it can happen, I guess. Maps are then in P2, Stipulates in P3, and Gladiator in P4. The top 5 hasn't really changed apart from a few drivers joining it. And Thunder Speeder there taking the place on Billion, who seems to have a few issues with straight line speed, I must say so. And Thunder Speeder there, braking a bit early, letting them to pass again. I don't know what's going on, but Postman pits. Postman does pit. I don't know why, to be fair. Why is he pitting? I'm taking a look at how he's unfolding on the grid as well, to not to miss any overtakes, don't worry. He's going for hard. Yeah. Huh? I do not understand this early pit stop, but only a driver knows what he's doing, so we'll see. This seems to be still... Oh, HB, yeah, HB, Dolanitis and Milan fighting it out. HB now all of a sudden finds himself next, right behind his rival. He's very, very much... what am I saying? He's pretty much his rival, his big rival, yeah, his big rival in FSC. And he's right behind him. Milan earlier on has managed to do a very much needed overtake on the McLaren, thanks to the help of Darren as well, who is his teammate in this race. And now HB finds himself behind his championship rival, as Matt Copper sets a 131.030 as the new fastest lap of this Grand Prix. HB looks for a move down the outside, but he thinks about it and stays behind for the time being. Well, it seems to have calmed down a bit. It was quite a hectic start, I can't lie. Ambilion hits the bar a bit, I've seen. Maybe. Close gaps are forming here in the top 4. There's been a yellow flag. Who's that? Milan! All of a sudden, I wouldn't say it's a surprise, but Milan has won again. And he's now finding himself in P15. Now that's what I call consistency. And not in a positive way, obviously. But yeah, drivers need to avoid making these mistakes, especially when they tend not to be able to control them, because after a while it can get annoying. Because I do understand that it can get annoying after a while, but you must learn how to avoid that from happening in future races. As HB moves ahead into P6, making the move of Maxakis, I literally said that these drivers may have had an issue with barriers being that close, but no, HB seems to have none of that, and he's moving up the field like he's done in the previous 2 races. Amazing. On hards as well, which helps in terms of tire wear. And yeah, next to him, ahead of him, no, not really next to him, is Matt Copper, who finds himself on softs, not on a very good tire compound, talking about in terms of tire wear. And HB is just 2 seconds and is catching on him, so we'll see how this will play now for HB. This is only lap 6 out of 25. And Milan, after the spin, has stayed pretty much there. I wonder if he's got damage because he's losing time, probably due to DRS, as Johnny lets Billion past. Milan, okay, now he's not losing time, now he's catching up. Now he's catching up to Johnny. Milan, obviously, he's quick, but he doesn't seem to catch that much. Now that he's spun, he's probably got a bit of damage, I believe. I could open the database right now to see if that's true, but to be fair, I don't want to. But I do think he's got a bit of damage. Also, the ice doesn't help. So probably that's been killed his race in a way. And HB, oh, never mind. I thought he was going to go into the pits. Yeah, HB is staying there on a 2.6 second gap. Macop is still doing quite the job as he cuts the corner right now and gets a 3 second time penalty for it, taken right on camera, and Gladiator spins and crashes out of nowhere. Oh well, I don't know what happened there, but he seems to have went on and hit the barrier and crashed and bounced back off track. But that didn't really deploy anything, which is weird. I must say, it's very weird. I guess it's better for the drivers. I guess they can still race without having to worry too much. There's ST placed then, let's Maxard pass, and Maxard just goes past. Another spin then from Milan. Milan not having his best of performances. Would be his second DNF if he does DNF of the season in HSRT, and look at that. Debris on track, virtual safety car, not even a safety car, I guess. Don't just try to DNF, at least still race. I get your race is pretty much done, but you never know what can happen. If it doesn't help when I say that his race is pretty much over, but still, who am I? After all, I don't know if he's trying to crash himself out, or if he's genuinely having issues in controlling his car. no, the virtual safety car is off though, and Milan's race is going from bad to worse. Anyway, we had 2 people pit. That's Flex and Matt Copper. Not a very good timing there, as Milan has retired and crashed out of this session. There's not going to be a safety car because it's too close to an actual VSC or SC deployment. But both drivers that pit have now went for hards, as I think they both were on softs probably to go to pit now. Billion also pits in a new set of mediums, and ahead, due to Flex pitting, it's a Ferrari 1-2 for I'd say one of the rarest time I've seen a Ferrari 1-2 in Jeddah for the time being, and hopefully they can keep it as this. I wouldn't be too sad for that to happen, to be fair. One of the few times in league racing I actually I'm happy for I'm actually happy like in real life, but yeah. HP though is right there, even if 5 seconds behind, but he's there and catching about a 10th now. Yeah, he's moving fast, but not that fast that he used to. So yeah, let's say these Ferraris need to play it very, very smart if they want to keep that 1-2. As Max Sakis has quite a bit of issues coming out of the second corner, as he now has to defend hard from the incoming Rebel of Alexo, who's on much better tires than him. Being on soft obviously doesn't help. He didn't have quite a very good exit out of turn 2, nor does Alexo now, as he gets stuck in the curb. That helps Jolantis in catching up, especially because he's got the Williams of Ossiman giving him DRS. So that's very helpful. That's very helpful. Is that the Williams? Yeah, it is. It is. He's already out of VRS, by the way, and it doesn't have that big gain with DRS, which probably implies that he's got more downforce than straight line speed. As Stellus retires, Stellus crashes out. That's the first safety car of the session. I think Milan could have liked one right now, and both Ferraris have missed a pit entry. And they're stuck with the safety car now. Oh no! Oh well, that goes from bad to worse. So both Ferraris have missed the pit entry because the safety car came out later. Now drivers behind tend to pit. They are stuck behind the safety car now, and they cannot pit. They'll have to anyway. But drivers behind are pitting, almost all of them. And they have been pretty much their entire strategy has been ruined because Stellis retired a few seconds later than what they would have liked. That's very, very unfortunate, and that's probably one of the few times I've seen that happen, to be fair. Yes, I see that happen where I missed the pit entry, but I don't actually get to catch the safety car immediately after. That's a very, very, I would say, yeah, very unfortunate thing. Very, very unfortunate thing. And it's hard where even if it's a bit, even if it plays a big role, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Anyway, it looks like drivers who have pit are HP Eaps on mediums, Max Atkins on mediums, Alexo mediums, and Jonas Danny Boy and Darren on hards, Thunder Speeder on mediums, Johnny on hards, Jogger Kids on mediums. The rest of the drivers have stayed out. That includes Flex Matt Copper on fresh tires, as well as Million, who's the only one on mediums or fresh tires, as well as Postman, and then we still have Kirkhamlakis and Lemon, who pit very early in the race, so they're on hards. And now we'll see both Ferraris double stacking, which is the worst thing that can happen, but that's, as I said, it's very, very unfortunate. You may see an actual Ferrari strategy caused by the safety car. When I say that anything can happen in F1. Now, can they get any further place? Yes they can. No, they cannot actually. As Villian gets 3-second time penalty for track limits as he was trying to get ahead of the Ferraris, probably. I believe, at least. There's no way he's got a warning on the safety car. So yeah, I believe so. Let's go. Let's take a look at about our penalties. Speaking of that, Flex has got 5 seconds, which is not helpful. Tell you what, considering he's got his sped in the pit lane, so does Alexa, by the way. Alexa also, and so does Maxakis. A lot of drivers actually. So these 3 drivers who have sped in the pit lane will have to serve this penalty once they pit. So if there's a safety car at the end of the race, they pretty much have wasted the possibility of further places up. Not helpful, but that's obviously their mistake. Matt Copper with 3 seconds, and then Billion with 3 seconds. The rest of the drivers haven't got penalties yet, which is very, very good. And as we wait for George's Lemon and Postman to catch up, this is your order under safety car. I've said HPE is not gonna have an easy life in moving. Look where he is now, 20th to 1st. Now, in 11 laps, not even halfway through, and he's in the lead. Obviously because of the 2 Ferraris having to pit. Oh well. Safety car is in this lap apparently. Postman is not gonna be able to catch up. And that was very, very late, if I must say so. Poor Postman, poor Lemon as well. As HB speeds up right now, leads the restart from Flex, from Matt Cobra, from Stackis, from Kirkhamlakis, Alexo, Delanitis, Danny Boy, Darren, Thunder Speeder, Maxad, who's already making the move on his teammates in Ice Blaze, and then Billion watching behind. Johnny, Jokakis, Lemon, and Postman is your order after this restart. We have a few, many pit stops, which are gonna shake up the order a bit. Matt Cooper saying, I don't know if you're looking here, but my 3 seconds can be removed. Yes, I'm looking at the chat, if you're wondering, and yeah, I guess if you want to remove your 3 seconds, make sure to get race director though, so you can get that removed. As Matt Copper, speaking about him, he's making a move right now. Skogunaki spins. Matt Copper trying to go round the inside of Flex. He does so. They're still side by side though. He's still there. Flex doesn't want to give the position up so easily, but he has to eventually. But no, still continuing. No, Matt Copper seems to be ahead for the time being. Will Flex go for it once again? Switch back perhaps? Oh. I wonder, no, it was just a loss of traction. Kirkhamlakis spun in the straight, but it doesn't seem to be to have any sort of damage. That's his second spin, and this time obviously no damage, so very, very good for him. Billion there trying to go for a move on the McLaren, who has to go wide and almost hitting the barrier, but nothing happened. The Ferraris in 8th, 9th respectively are really catching up to the Aston Martin and Delanitis. Now the wear is not that bad at the moment, but the 1 lap fresher tyres do help a bit. So at least that's what they gain out of that late pit stop. not really, which wasn't really their fault. Both Ferraris move up. Look at that. Both Ferraris move up in one single move as Darren there gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. And he has there, Danny Boy a bit naughty there. Could take the corner a bit. He's got the two Ferraris behind him, so he may want to speed up a bit not to get caught up. And to be fair, the two Ferraris are moving a quite very strong pace at the moment, that they could catch up to the rest of the field in no time. Actually, that's a very quite big possibility. Billiam moves ahead of Darren. Darren really struggling at the moment, as Johnny also making a move on him. I wonder if it's good damage as DIS gets enabled. Jogic is making the move on Billiam, but Billiam stays ahead for the time being. Jogic won't have DIS from next lap, though he will. And Darren, yeah, doesn't seem to be very strong form at the moment. Jogic breaks late, leaves just enough room, but he still makes a bit of contact with the Red Bull behind him. As Mike said, is pretty much on the tail of Danny Boy. Could make a move anytime now as he opens, as he pushes that overtake button, tries to go around the outside, but Danny Boy looks to have a way better line and makes that door, tries to take advantage of the switchback. That doesn't work either, and now as the place is getting into the mix as well, but he has to stay behind to avoid contact. The ice wide open very soon for the Ferraris. And here we go. The eyes wide open for Mike Psad as he goes round the outside of the house of Danny Boy. Will as the place manage to make the move as well? No, he will have to wait. Darren also very close to make a move. He makes the move up. Mercedes having two orders there as he plays. Takes the move on Danny Boy, but Danny Boy there lets and allows the move. Seen Darren there getting past Kirkmanakis, and Flex and Sakis doing some team orders, but no, actually, as Billion gets involved, Alexa gets involved, and he actually doesn't, because he's really not made that work quite nicely, and he's now got both Ferraris on his tail, just like Danny Boy had a few seconds ago. And that's not helpful, because he's going wide as well, and that's lost him even more time. Meanwhile, HBE has pretty much took off 5 seconds ahead. So yeah, unless anything happens by now, I think pretty much HBE's got this in his hands. But the Ferraris could be a threat, even if one lap earlier, even if they be one lap later and they're coming in 6th and 7th fighting with Alexa, there still can be something. I'm sure of that, because Tower is tough around here, if you can imagine. And the speed, meanwhile, making a nice move on Delanitis up the outside. Never mind, I thought he was. We're going to try again onto the main straight, and so is the Mipsad. His Jogic is a million, also trying a move, and Mipsad going down the outside. Both Mercedes making contact as we speak. It could be a contact, and oh, that was a very good save from Max Takis there, and Max Takis having Mipsad right on the inside. There's a crash. Oh, never mind. There's Darren retiring in the pit lane. Nothing else apart from that, and I don't know what's happening here, to be fair. I only know that there was a bit of getting pushed wide, but from one of the Ferraris there. Press to play, bank side, I don't know. And yeah, Darren has DNF. I don't know why he's retiring in the pits. Be fair, probably damage or something. But yeah, the place has got ahead of Max Takis, who's got ahead of Danny Boy, who's got ahead of Mike Side. Again, by the way. Basically that teamwork that was going on has broken in a matter of corners. And now Place has had one job to do, and that's to overtake Alexo to then allow his teammate to move up the field. And Mike Sad wants to do so, but he doesn't find enough room, and now he goes for it down the inside of Danny Boy once again. And next up is Max Takis, who's right on the back of SD Plays, but he manages to make the move work. And now next up is his teammate. Will he stay behind? Will go ahead? He will go ahead. He will try to, and he gets spun! He gets spun out of P6. That's not good teamwork, I must say. He's got dropped in the same spot once again. That's luck, I must say. At this stage though, if they continue like this, they're not going to move up that quick. So I really don't know what if they're aiming at working together or not, but Maxwell is back into within a second of Danny Boy. As Alex is struggling, as he's got a very wobbly exit there. And Maxwell spins now. Interestingly, he spins no damage, it seems, from this view. It spins and drops even further down the grid in P14. Basically almost double that. Almost double his place that he was in before. So now it's all in SD Plays' hands. He goes down the side of Alexo, the Red Bull, and he managed to get the move done nicely. Up next is Flex, but he won't have the IS on the Mercedes. And they're quite on similar EIS levels. Billion moves up on Johnny, Alexi moves up on Lemon, and Alexa moves up on SD Plays, who doesn't try to fight it back, but he will try at some point. Maybe no, never mind. He's still in P5. Look at his bits. For softs, I believe. It would be very good decision there. I wonder why he's bits as well. Yeah, front wing damage. He's pitting for mediums, for new mediums. Could have won for softs, to be fair. We could make it. We could make that distance from now. But decisions are made by the drivers in terms of strategies. Oh! I've got a heart attack from that. Not gonna lie. That's a safety car, obviously. I've just noticed it at last minute like SD Plays. Not gonna lie. That wasn't expected. So, SD Plays crashed into the back of Flex, who's got a 5-second time penalty automatically assigned for a very severe collision with SD Plays. And Jokikis has already pit for mediums, which is not good. Because, yes, mediums are fresh tires, but he could have pit for softs. But he's already pit at least, so he's basically removed his need to pit. Obviously, SD Plays is not too happy about what just happened. And HB, this leaves time for HB to pit. Max Hackers stays out actually. Huh. HB for softs, Matt Copper for softs, Alexa for softs, Danny Boy and Thunder Speeder for softs. Yeah. Danny Boy, yes, for softs. Spikes gets a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Lemon. In the pits, I believe. Yeah, in the pits, probably. Anyway, everyone pitting aside from Postman, who's... No, actually, Postman still has to cross the pit entry. Actually, a few drivers going on mediums, those being Mike Sad and Kirkman and Flex. Believing that the tops may get too much wear. But that depends on when the safety car goes back into the pits. You have to think about that. Safety car won't go back into the pits very soon. So yeah, the softs then will be able to make it quite nicely. But as I said, Can only comment, cannot really do anything else. Postman pits as well. And also for 2024, Williams have put the display on the wheel, so not anymore on the chassis, like you see right now. But yeah, Postman also front wing change. Explains why he was so slow. And softs as well. There's Flex who was disconnected. To be fair, I haven't got him added. I may try to get him back by inviting him through Xbox, but that's all I can do. There he is, he's joined back. Order for the restart. Stackis goes into the pits. Oh, hold on. Please, no, that's so wrong. Drogigas has got a drive through for speeding under the delta time, for speeding above the delta time once again, but that's so wrong, man. Why is this game? Max Takis has got disqualified because he's overtaken the safety car while he was going into the pits, and he's got disqualified due to that. Now tell me if that's fair. No, honestly, I love this game sometimes. Like, come on. Why doesn't it work as it should? The pit lane isn't part of the track, and the game doesn't recognize that. Like, it lets you overtake, but you can overtake the safety car if you're in the pit entrance. No. Well, in fact, I was like surprised that he was like getting back on track after deciding to pit. But man, the game should know that the pit entry, pit exit are not considered part of the track, and so you can do whatever you want, pretty much. That's what F1 states with that. Man, this game is so annoying at times. And it's not even me who got involved that it should be Max Takis even more annoyed, but still, these things infuriate me because, come on, how can you mess up this bad with a game? I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm saying it, F1 24, either it's a big step up or bye-bye league racing. Safety car is going on for one more lap. And HP then from Matt, covered from Danny Boy from Thunder Speeder. Actually, McLaren having a 1-4. Alexa then Delantis, Billion, Flex, Johnny, Kukumanakis, Lemon, Jogikis, Mike Psad, and Possuman. Who hasn't lapped himself. I'm actually happy for this guy. Yeah, Bossman has managed to unlap himself. And that's very, very good news then. No unlapped cars. I think either someone's let him pass or he's managed to lap himself. Either way, he's very, very good. And yeah, we're about to go racing again. I think the safety car will be going in at the end of this lap probably, as everyone is lined up, ready to get back to racing. So we'll wait for the confirmation from the race director and then we'll go back to racing. And there we go, safety car is in this lap, and there will be 4 more laps of racing around Jeddah. And now we get ready with racing action, as Joker has had a spin, and that means Postman has gone past the Alfa Romeo. I probably think. Yeah, it's all a matter of when HP decides to speed up. And I think it's done it very early, as it's green and it's back in the racing condition for HSRT, as Matt Copper already on attack mode. And he stays behind though. And farther back we have Thunder Speeder and Billion trying to go side by side with each other, but Thunder Speeder, actually Alexa and Thunder Speeder. Alexa has the battery, and Flex and Delaney is also making a move where it's not very often that you see one done. Johnny has just had a crash, and that's another safety car. Is it? It's a virtual safety car. It's a virtual. Because of Johnny crashing and losing his entire front wing. Not a very good restart, and he crashes himself out of the race, which could deploy a safety car now. Does it? Please tell me it doesn't, because it's very annoying. Okay, it doesn't. Oh. Well, he's crashed himself out. It's been 60 laps. It's Jeddah, my god. With a full grid. I hope FSC is not as kind of bad as this. But yeah, we'll wait for the VSC to end. Matt Copper seems very aggressive at the moment. He wants that move on HB done as soon as possible, considering he has 3 seconds that he can remove, as he said, as well. So it's about whether we can get them removed or not. But in any case, he has to get that position on track either way. Oh, there's been another incident. It's while it's back to green racing conditions, we've had Postman collide with a Ferrari ahead of him. Obviously, he's going to continue, but he's going to lose a bit of time. And Mike Sad hasn't got damage from that, luckily. Lemon just getting the corner there, getting 3 seconds for track limits. And yeah, HB, meanwhile, has lost the lead, and Matt Copper has gained it. Not a very good exit there from HBE. We could see a turn of tables here in Jeddah at the third round as well. We could very much see something happening with the lead back further back on the grid. We have Flex and Million, and Kirkham Lag is on his teammate, and they both spin each other out. They both spin at the same corner, at this corner, while trying to take one another. Not good, but Flex stays ahead, technically. And Postman is now in between both of them, with a missing end plate, so he'll be faster. And there he is, as he goes round the inside. He'll be much slower in the corners there, so Flex has to be aware of that. And now Postman will storm ahead as the S is enabled. And yeah, Max or Lemon got ahead of one another. HB trying to move on Matt Copper for the lead. As Flex, the yellow flag for him. Oh, missing end plate. He's trying to take himself out as well, or cause a safety car, but there's no safety car now. He retires on track. Decides to, as Danny Boy gets 3 seconds in track limits, which won't help him on the fight with Alexo, unless he can get them removed. The fight to watch, apart from Mike Psad, almost making the move on Delanetis as he does so. Delanetis is trying to fight it, but obviously the medium now working better for him, for the Ferrari. And Delanis doesn't seem to be very quick at the moment, so it's got Lemon right behind him. Probably damage for Delanis is to control, as Matt Copper has to see position to HB as he gets past with Diaz. But now it's Matt Copper's turn with Diaz. He activates it. He gets more straight line speed. Behind we can see Danny Boy and Alexo fighting it out as well. And so they do. Alexo moves ahead of Danny Boy, as just like Matt Copper did on HBE. Now HBE gets it back. And hold on, ladies and gentlemen, because this could be the decider. This final lap is gonna decide the win of this race. If Matt Copper can do it, that's gonna be a very good result for him. Not gonna lie, he's gonna probably enjoy that a lot. But he's gonna have to do it to take the lead and win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But it's not gonna be helpful. It's not gonna be very easy, because HB has got 50% of EIS to use, and Matt Copper has not got very good amount. So that may settle it. HB gave false hopes to this Williams right here, who may also be passed by Alexo, but he's probably gonna get that 3 seconds removed. This feels like my win at Jeddah in another leg. That my last win against a faster driver. But yeah, in the end of the day, it will be Mepsab getting the move on Kirkmalakis, but it will be HBE winning, taking the win with the fastest lap of a 128.843. Would you look at that, to win in Advanced Series for round 3 as a reserve for McLaren. Alexo then in P2, followed by Matt Copper, Danny Boy, Mike Psad, who gets the move down on Kirkmalakis at the last corner. Thunder Speeder, Donantes, Lemon, Postman, who finishes. Oh my god, that was very close finish. 31 thousandths between Postman and Billion. And then Jorga Case crossing the line as the last driver. A total of 8 different DNFs. Congrats to the one-time world champion . One-time world champion in season 6 of FSC. HB then, after a very nice final lap, takes the fastest lap as well, which compared to Milan, we cannot really compare it. Never mind. No, it's a 132. We cannot really compare it. I thought it was like a 128. Then we could compare it, but no. That's your grid. I've got the full result of that.